Peace, this is Monroe Jr. I'll be giving my commentary right after this video. Peace.
Would you drink that? People have dumped in this river forever. It's like we're in a cesspool. My eyes are burning. I can hardly breathe. My skin's all rashed up, you know, and I'm furious about it. If you want me to be happy, give me some fresh water.
The goal is to get to every household in Flint in terms of making sure they have an opportunity for a filter, for blood tests, for what they need in terms of water to be successful while we go through this period until we get a long-term solution.
Peace, peace, peace. This your brother Monroe Jr. In Flint, Michigan, there's so much lead in children's blood that has been declared a state of emergency. In this article, it was published by the Washington Post, and it's really sad, you know, what our people are going through down there or have suffered down there, and it's really a form of genocide. You know, where they don't care about the poor and the oppressed, and they're trying to rid as many people as they can of the planet. It's really another form of population control. And for months, the article says that, you know, weary parents arrived at their pediatricians' offices in droves, you know, holding their children, holding their toddlers, holding their infants, and, you know, just inquiring, asking, you know, are our children being poisoned? And then to find out that all it takes is a prick of the finger, a small letting of blood, and the test come back positive. And, you know, according to the World Health Organization, lead affects children's brain development, resulting in reduced intelligence quotient, behavioral changes such as shortening or attention span, and increased antisocial behavior and reduced educational attainment. Lead exposure also causes anemia, hypertension, renal impairment, immunotoxicity, and toxicity to the reproductive organs. So, as we can see, lead is extremely poison and toxic. And it's really sad because we pay these people tax dollars, the government, and they can't even provide the people with decent water, you know. But it's by design, because you don't hear about this going on in the more prominent, prevalent neighborhoods in America, middle and upper class. No, it's in the poor neighborhoods. And the report is really heavy, because it really just shows the mind of those in power and how they're not there to serve. They're there for themselves, for self-aggrandizement, and they're puppets in the pockets of their donors. David Mary, a press secretary for the Michigan governor Rick Snyder, told the Washington Post that the state has been working on improving the water quality in Flint and other cities for the past year. It has also offered more than $10 million in financial assistance to pay for a temporary switch into the Detroit system with the correction to Lake Huron. Flint residents need to have access to safe, clean water. Mary wrote in an email to the Post. Governor Snyder and the administration have been working closely with the city to focus on health issues affecting children. He added that while the water leaving Flint's drinking water system is safe to drink, some families with lead plumbing in their homes or service connections could experience higher levels of lead in the water that comes out of their faucets. So parents and other Flint residents filed a class action federal lawsuit against Snyder, the state, the city, and 13 other public officials in November for the damages they have suffered as a result of the lead-tainted water. The suit, which claims to represent tens of thousands of residents, alleges that the city and state officials deliberately deprived them of their 14th Amendment right by replacing formerly safe drinking water with a cheap alternative that was known to be highly toxic. For more than 18 months, state and local government officials ignored irrefutable evidence that the water pumped from the Flint River exposed residents to extreme toxicity, the complaint reads. Calling officials' conduct so egregious and so outrageous that it shocks the conscience. The complaint cites the specific experiences of a few plaintiffs and their families, all of whom allege they have been challenged by similar health ailments since high levels of lead and copper entered their bloodstream. So I hope that those plaintiffs, get awarded what's due to them. That the government that's supposed to protect and serve is part of a conspiracy to harm and destroy the poor and the oppressed. And that's why any person who will speak truth to power, they're put in the media as a villain, right? If Jesus, the biblical Jesus of 2,000 years ago, were here today, he would be speaking truth to power. Example, Minister Farrakhan, a man that speaks truth to power, who stands up for the poor and oppressed. He's vilified. Any person that will speak truth to power and truly try to follow Jesus, you're put in the media, in the limelight like a crazy person, and they take snippets of your speeches and lecture and make you seem like you're a hater and you're an enemy, and really you're for the masses of the people. So any of you who would be willing to go out in the public and speak about what's going on in Flint and expose the crookedness and the corruption, then you might possibly be ill spoken of. You might possibly be castrated or crucified in the limelight of the media. But just keep pressing, because it's about principle over profit, right? It's about being noble and moral today. So I hope that these people get what's awarded to them. They deserve it. The government prints money out of thin air every day. The country's over $20 trillion in debt, a debt that she'll never be able to repay. America is finished. The power of America is finished. So I would say this, us in the black and brown community, the poor, we really have to come together in this day. We have the power of internet and social media, and we're able to galvanize and mobilize and organize like never before. I was part of a group called, I'm sorry, I'm tripping, family. My mind is a little boggly at the moment. But instead of, going with organizations like American Red Cross, we had people here in Dallas that formed the American Black Cross, right? So we basically became a unified force when all of the hurricanes and calamities hit Houston, hit Puerto Rico, hit different areas around the country. We galvanized, mobilized. There were some heavyweights on social media like Sean King, Lee Merritt, brothers who used their platforms, and they got donations from all around the world. And we were able to help so many people, in the thousands, tens of thousands of people who were misplaced and displaced. We were able to serve them. But it just shows the power of social media. You know, just like for a month, they're real strong up in Flint. You know, they were getting donations, water bottles. They were able to supply the need of the people who were without quality water. The power is in the hands of us today. The power is in the hands of the youth today. We're a generation that's able to solve the problems of our time. God never leaves the youth of that age without the capacity to serve the needs of the people. So the answer is in us. It's always been in us, but we got to stop looking to those who have their own personal and private agendas and put the need of the masses above our personal aspirations, and then we will be free overnight. The kingdom of heaven will be on earth, and we won't have to worry about greed, or this person having too much money and the other people not having anything. That is not the way that God intended it to be. This earth is full of resources, enough resources to feed every human being if we would be mindful. This your brother Monroe Jr. I'm signing off. Peace.